Hey, everybody, make sure you check out this week's episode of the Parts Room Podcast, where we sit down and we talk about social media, all the different ways to participate in it, and whether it's that important anymore, which ones are important, and which ones are going to be important. But it seems like that's shifted from the forums, and now people just go straight to YouTube.
I agree.
Yeah.
I'm a big YouTube watcher.
It's a good search engine.
Well, yeah, I mean, and you know, a lot of people don't understand this. I mean, it's not a secret that YouTube and Google are the same thing, and that their algorithms are working together. Like, Google is not so much of a search engine as it is a surveillance. You know, and that's a nasty way of putting it, right? Well, because I heard somebody else talk about it that way and described it, and I was like, wow, is that true? But it is true, because we know that we're getting ads pushed in our face by Google, right? So it's watching us and learning from us and putting information in front of us that we think we want to see. So that's why YouTube is so, I don't know, Ryan, what's the word? It's not addicting, but it's...
I mean, that would be the word. I watch video after video. And
do you find yourself that when you go on YouTube and you start watching a video and then it suggests when it puts in front of you that you just keep watching it? Over and over?
I don't know if I follow the suggestions. I mean, I guess I do, because ultimately that suggestions are what pop up on my main page to begin with. Those are all suggestions based upon what I've watched before.
Yeah.
So, I mean, yeah, I guess I do follow suggestions. But yeah, I can sit there and watch YouTube for hours, to be completely honest with you.
Yeah.
And I mean, I feel like a lot of people come out of it, you're an expert at everything.
Oh, yeah, exactly. You see the jokes, the YouTube certified mechanic looks like the ASC certified. Obviously, we believe in that too, because we have a YouTube channel, and hey, we hit 20,000 subscribers this week.
Hey.
Yay.
But we're not a YouTube channel like Way of Life and Light Bright and Trail Recon, those guys. We're different. We're a shop. We share things that we do here. We share information. We're not adventure I don't know what you want to go. Adventure influencers, whatever. I don't consider myself a YouTube influencer, but we have, obviously my YouTube channel though does have influence, and it's apparent because we get people that come from all over the country here for work. So it's a very extremely powerful tool. The scary part about YouTube for me, and even the podcast, is that whenever you put something out there, you know you're going to get judged. And so, I think that the personalities of people that are on social media, and you yourself, Tony, you know this. It takes a certain amount of courage to not care about being judged by so many people out there. Just because somebody's on YouTube doesn't mean they're an expert. It just means that they don't care what people think about them. Sometimes we have to be very careful, very selective, and about what we're taking in from it, because it may not be accurate. So how do you distinguish these things, guys?
I go off of views if it has a lot of views, but then again, that could be, it just pops up at the top for whatever reason. Mm-hmm. And that depends on what I'm looking for. You know, if I'm trying to DIY something, that's important to me. How many views or likes or something like that has on it, that's important to me.
Yeah, so if you don't have that natural power of discernment, like where you can listen to something or watch it and immediately spot the bullshit, then the next step would be, I guess, going to look at, kind of reading the comments, seeing who's saying what. So my next question is, if we've gone from forums we sort of progressed into the YouTube, do you feel like also at the same time, because this is kind of how I feel, that people sort of left the forums and are focusing more on the Facebook groups than they are on the forums, as well as YouTube? They're kind of drifting both back and forth between YouTube and Facebook groups.
Well, I'm kind of new to come back to Facebook. I took a big break from it.
Yeah, me too. That's why I'm asking. Is this something new?
I just found one yesterday. You know, you sent me a link to that Bronco 6G group, and I joined it, but I didn't even know it existed. So for me, I don't push on Facebook too hard, so I don't like Facebook a whole lot, to be honest with you. It's nothing to do political or them monitoring me or whatever. I just think a lot of people front on it, and, you know, for family and personal stuff that I look at and friends, it's like, man, nobody's life's really like this, man. I woke up today and I didn't want to go to work, and my day was miserable, and bad things happened, and I can't just post a picture of it, you know, from Bahamas last year, you know.
Yeah. So it's, in my opinion, I feel the same way. Like I benefit almost nothing from Facebook. I don't feel like I gain any traction there. I don't gain any. I don't really gain any work from Facebook. I really don't understand why I deal with it as much as I do. Other than it's purely entertainment for me. But it's interesting to kind of watch some of the stuff that people are talking about on there, like in specifically in the Broncos, in the Jeep, the JL, and Gladiator. There's like a diesel page that I follow that I kind of just observe and listen, not listen, but read some of the stuff some of the stuff that they're going through. So for me, it's a bit of good research that's being put in front of me that, whatever, I can get what I want from it. But I try not to participate in it too much because, like you said, oftentimes, man, it just turns into a dog pile. But yeah, you're right. Like Facebook is a wasteland to me. Twitter's a wasteland like that. Those aren't important social media. In fact, I think they're a complete waste of my time for the most part. It's pure entertainment at this point and a little bit of research. Like I can dive into those and I can do a little bit of research and feel, some feedback of some other products that other people are putting out. I can kind of get a good feel about what's going on there a little bit easier than I can digging through YouTube. The problems I have with YouTube, and when it comes to feedback on a product, for example, is finding somebody that didn't get the product for free. Okay, that there isn't some sort of unbiased or some sort of biased opinion about a product because they got it for free and they made a video on it in exchange for the free product, and whoever that person is, their strength in subscriber counts or views per video or whatever, obviously the ones that have more of that tend to get more of that treatment where they get sent free parts or in exchange for a video. Yeah. That's why I have a hard time going to YouTube for feedback on products. Ryan, what do you think do you agree with that statement? Do you feel that way too, or do you think I'm being a little bit too?
No, I agree with that completely. I mean, yeah, these people are definitely getting stuff for free and they're saying, oh, it's the best I've ever had.
And before you go any further, we do not get that. Like we don't do that shit. We pay for products. Do we get a better deal on products because we're shop? Of course we do. But we don't get a better deal on products because we're going to make a video on it. We make up a video on a product. We're trying to actually inform people of, because we've made videos on products that weren't favorable to the manufacturer. And we do that because I don't give a shit what the manufacturer thinks.
Personal experience,
Well,
people need to know about it.
Who am I and what am I if I'm not being honest about things? I need to be truthful in everything I do, and it's just too easy to be truthful. And if it's gonna hurt some feelings when we go out, this just happens to be a good curry sticker, and I liked it.
I like curry.
I'm not. This isn't product placement within videos.
Because you hide your cup. That's right.
Turn it around.
I think a case in point might be, the prime example that comes to mind when you think about influencers being influenced and pushing something.
Before you say anybody, we're not going to.
No, I'm not going to say a name.
Okay. All right.
I'm going to name a brand. Patagonia tires. I don't think anybody ever thought that those were world-class tires, and all of a sudden everybody and their dog was running that tire, raving about it, and it's a great price point tire, but it's not a great tire.
I think it's a good tire for somebody that just off-roads. It's not one that I've seen do well. Of course, we can have a totally different podcast on the subject of tires itself. But to touch on that, you're correct. It was a lot of people just all of a sudden came out of nowhere, and they're pushing this tire that had been around. Wasn't a new tire. They just got a new marketing director at Milestar, and apparently.
And he or she was good at her job.
And did damn good job of picking the
giving out lots of sets of tires.
Yeah.
To the right people.
Yep.
I don't know if they were free, but I would assume for what they cost in retail, they were probably free to a lot of those people.
Yeah, they were like buy one, get four free.
Yeah. Free shipping. But no, you're absolutely right. It's like, what are the odds that this tire just fell from the heavens to bless us all and save us all from the evil tire manufacturers that were overcharging? It has to be too good to be true, right? And I would say it was. I mean, like I said, I get guys that come here with 10,000 miles on them and they hate them.
So I was about to say, after 10,000 miles, the dream was over.
Yeah, they absolutely hate those tires and they want to take them off. And I'm like, why don't you save them? Put something good, put a good Nitto on there or be of Goodrich or something, and run that. And then when you want to go on the trail, swap them out that day or that Friday night or whatever. Because I wouldn't say they're a terrible off-road tire. I just think they're not a multi-purpose tire.
They don't wear well.
Do not wear well.
Good example of YouTube.
It's a
a good influencing people.
Yeah, and not just YouTube, it's Instagram as well.